Hello and welcome to Joyful Motherhood. I just butchered a chicken for the first time and this was my experience. Okay, so my dad came to help me. I'm so grateful. He's done this a million times, and so it's been a while since he did it, but he was able to walk me through it. We had 2 roosters. We went in and we picked them up by their feet and walked out and laid them down to cut their heads off. This is the way my dad's done it in the past, and I had thought about using a funnel to kill them. Later on in the video, I'll talk to you about what my plan was for killing the chickens, but I ended up just doing it this way. For my first time to learn how, we used an axe to chop off their head. So I didn't know how I would feel to do this, but I wanted to be able to do it because I feel like it's really important that we know how to do these things. I think we're so disconnected from where our food comes from, and I think it's important for my kids to see. It's something I wanted to be able to do, especially if times get hard and we really are killing animals for our food. A while ago, when I started thinking about the possibility of having to kill a rooster or chickens in general, because we got chickens and I got the straight runs, so you don't know if they're boys or girls. They were cheap, they were on sale. I bought a lot, and it happens that 2 of them are roosters. And so, you know, when I started thinking about the possibility of killing the chickens and eating them, it made me uncomfortable. It made me really scared. I felt sick to my stomach. And so then my next thought was, well, then do I even want to eat meat? Because I'm eating chicken multiple times a week. And so if I'm not okay with it, then maybe I shouldn't even be eating chicken. I knew that I needed to explore that feeling more and see, what is it really, just because I'm not used to it? Or is it bad to eat meat? First and foremost, I believe the animals are for our use. I'm a Christian. I believe that God made these animals for us and we can use them, but I also know that we shouldn't treat animals poorly. And the way our system right now treats animals, chickens are just raised and put in cages and then killed, and not humanely at all, and we just chow down on it at Popeye. So anyway, my point is I wanted to explore how this felt, and I'm still exploring it. Thank you for feeding our family, Mr. Chicken.
Stay right here, okay?
Don't have
Stay
to
there.
be too perfect,
Stay here,
you know.
Chicken. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry, Chicken.
Oh, good one. You got it.
Sorry.
Ew!
So after we got the heads chopped off, so I'm so embarrassed. I was afraid this would happen, but I just went for it. But I did not get the head clean off the first time. I watched my dad do it. Great. Then when I went to do it, yeah, it took me 3 times to get its head off. And I was so scared and asking my dad to help me. It's like, what can he do? And so I feel guilty. That was yucky, but it's my first experience. I thanked that chicken for feeding my family, and poor thing, it just had to be an experiment for me. So then they flop around and they still have like nerves going, and they look alive, and so they'll move around, but it's disturbing. So my heart felt yucky, I felt uncomfortable, but then at that point, you're not going to just waste it. So then we started plucking the feathers. So I was able to get most of the feathers off before it cooled down. But then there was a couple hard parts that I just couldn't get the feather out, so I dipped it in hot water. And then I was able to pull it out and get most of the feathers off. So once the feathers were off, then we were able to start cutting it apart. On mine, I cut off the neck. That's gross. Then we cut off the feet. And this time, I just didn't save the feet or the inside stuff, the liver, the gizzard, whatever. I just didn't save it because this is such a new experience anyway, and I just don't feel like I'm gonna eat that. My husband probably would have liked it. He's gonna be mad when he gets home. But you know what? I just wanted the experience to be done. So I didn't want to think about that. So we got the feet chopped off, and then my dad showed me where to cut, and I just cut in the butt area and got in there carefully without cutting anything open. And then I had to put my hand in there all the way up to the top and scrape down all the guts and let them fall through. And oh, I forgot to mention that I cut the windpipe type thing up top so that everything would be loose and come through. Then I just pulled it all out and then cut off the butt, and all of the intestines and everything fell into the bucket. You know, what surprised me was that it wasn't as messy as I thought. I thought there'd be more blood, and I thought that there'd just be more mess and yucky stuff. When my dad cut into his rooster's throat, there was like tons of food that it had eaten. And then when I cut into mine, it was just like a tiny little bit. And I've heard that you're supposed to like withhold food for 24 hours first, but it doesn't seem to matter too much. So then we just washed him really well and pulled out a few more little feather things, cut off some gross parts, and then I put him in my fridge. Wow, guys, that was quite the experience. Teo is asleep on my back. I did the last part of cutting the chicken with him on my back. Whew, but we did it. We got it done. Thanks to my dad for helping me figure out how to do it. But it was a good experience overall. It was scary, and I feel so stupid that I had to hit the chicken's neck 3 times. Like, I feel so sad. What I wanted to do originally was get one of those funnels and you shove it down upside down, and it's supposed to be way more humane, and like they'll fall asleep and their blood will drain out and it's like more peaceful, I guess. So that was my plan, but when I heard the rooster making noise all morning today, I just knew it had to be done. I don't like to get in trouble. I'm a rule follower, and I've just been waiting for the roosters to make noise before I butchered them. Anyway, to be honest, I don't know if I'm gonna enjoy eating it, but I'm going to eat it. It's all part of the experience. I know I've eaten some type of bird before that I shot and killed when I was young. That my dad showed me how to butcher it back then. It was a long time ago. And I know that I ate it and it was fine, but I can be a little bit, I don't know, uncomfortable with that. But it's all part of the experience. And I think it's good to know where our food comes from, what it feels like to handle the animal yourself and then eat it. And I think it was good for my kids to see. They thought it was a little weird and gross, but anyway, I'm glad I did it. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you like these kind of videos where I'm just learning as I go and showing you how to do things as I'm learning it, then go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And don't forget to head over to myjoyfulmotherhood.com, which is a blog I have and I write that goes along with this YouTube channel most of the time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.